When you live in a small apartment, your kitchen becomes more than just a place to cook. It becomes the emotional core of your home, a space where light, scent, and touch blend into the rhythm of your daily life. In a world where every inch counts, design isn't only about efficiency. It's about how a room makes you feel calm, inspired, and connected. This is where personality and comfort meet. It's not defined by expensive finishes or trendy palettes, but by the quiet harmony between materials, light, and movement. When your kitchen feels warm and intentional, the rest of your home follows. In this feature, we'll explore 7 design secrets that transform even the tiniest kitchen into a soulful space. You'll discover how to use color as emotion, texture as comfort, light as rhythm, and detail as story. Each idea is rooted in practicality but elevated by feeling, turning your compact kitchen into something far more personal. Let's begin with the foundation of all good design, the palette that ties everything together. In a small kitchen, color is more than visual. It's spatial. The right palette can expand the sense of openness, creating the illusion of depth and calm. Start with one dominant base color, something timeless, soft, and forgiving. Cream, sage, taupe, or a warm gray that sits quietly in the background. This color becomes your anchor, the thread that weaves through every surface, from walls to cabinetry. Then, introduce an accent tone, something that adds quiet character. Terracotta, muted gold, dusty rose, or olive. The key is restraint. Let the accent appear as a subtle note on a ceramic bowl, a linen towel, or a small piece of art. Natural materials are your secret allies. Wood, linen, wrought tan, and unglazed ceramics carry color within their texture. They bridge the gap between tones, softening transitions and making your kitchen feel cohesive without feeling flat. Visual continuity is the secret to perceived space. When your walls, cabinets, and trims share the same tone, the eye flows without interruption. You erase hard boundaries. The space feels unified, continuous, almost serene. A designer once said that color continuity is like silence between musical notes. It lets the rest of the design breathe. The fewer visual breaks you create, the larger your kitchen feels. Paint your doors and trims in the same tone as your walls. Extend your backsplash in the same hue as your counter. Even small details, like matching handles or soft brass finishes, reinforce harmony. Texture completes the story. Use matte or eggshell finishes on walls, satin sheen on cabinets. These subtle differences catch light softly, mimicking the layered quality of natural surfaces. When you stand back, you'll see not just a kitchen, but a calm landscape of connected tones. Nothing competes, yet everything belongs. Your color palette becomes a quiet expression of who you are, cohesive, warm, and effortlessly alive. Every great small space has one moment that captures the heart, a vignette that feels like a story paused in time. In a kitchen, this might be a small coffee corner, a reading bench near a window, or a floating shelf styled with care. It's the spot where function meets feeling. Creating your hero vignette begins with intention. Ask yourself, what's the emotional tone you want this space to hold? Is it morning calm with sunlight spilling over a cup of tea, or evening warmth under a soft lamp glow? Once you know the emotion, build around it. Start with scale. Choose one area of your kitchen that naturally draws the eye. It could be a corner between two cabinets, a small wall near the entry, or a window ledge. Keep it uncluttered, yet deeply personal. A soft chair with a throw, a small framed print, a candle, a trailing plant. These are not just decorations. They are signals of comfort. Lighting plays a quiet but vital role. A wall sconce above a shelf, or a pendant with warm tone, transforms your vignette into a living picture. The light softens hard lines and invites pause. Your hero vignette should be visible from your main living zone. It becomes the emotional anchor of your home, the place your eyes rest when you walk through the door. Even if the rest of the space changes, this small corner stays constant, grounding your daily rhythm. The beauty of a vignette is that it doesn't demand space, only intention. In a small kitchen, it might be no more than a tray with your favorite mug, a ceramic bowl, and a small vase. But when curated with love, it tells the story of how you live. Every time you glance at it, it reminds you that comfort doesn't require abundance, just presence, just care. Texture is the soul of comfort. In small kitchens, where surfaces are close and lines are tight, tactile contrast becomes your most powerful design tool. Without texture, a space can feel sterile. With it, even the smallest kitchen becomes rich and layered, like a visual symphony. Begin with the foundation, your soft layers. Linen curtains that filter light, a jute or cotton rug that grounds the floor, tea towels draped over hooks. These elements soften acoustics and introduce warmth without clutter. They also add gentle motion, catching air and light in ways that make the room feel alive. Then, balance softness with structure. Natural wood cutting boards, matte ceramics, woven rattan baskets. These pieces introduce grain and pattern that feel organic, grounding the design. Wood brings visual warmth. Matte ceramics absorb light rather than reflecting it. Contrast is the key. Every soft element should meet a harder counterpart. Linen against oak, ceramic beside steel, rattan against glass. These juxtapositions create a sensory dialogue that feels authentic and complete. Lighting amplifies texture. Under a warm bulb, the weave of a curtain or the grain of a countertop becomes tactile to the eye. You don't just see the room, you feel it. If your furniture is minimal, use layering to engage the senses. Place a soft cotton runner on the table, a ceramic bowl filled with fruit, a plant with broad leaves that catch the morning sun. Even sound contributes to texture. The quiet thud of wood on stone, the rustle of linen, the faint hum of a kettle. These sensory details build the atmosphere of comfort that large rooms often miss. The secret is to edit, not to fill. Texture doesn't mean clutter, it means depth. Each material should have room to breathe, to express its character. When you blend textures with intention, your small kitchen transcends its size. It becomes a place that welcomes touch, sight, and sound in harmony. Every surface feels lived in yet composed, familiar yet graceful. And that, more than anything, is what makes a home feel truly yours. Light shapes emotion. In a small kitchen, it also shapes perception. The way light moves across your surfaces can decide whether the room feels expansive or closed, calm or chaotic. Start with warmth. Choose bulbs in the range of 2700 to 3000 Kelvin. This tone mimics sunlight near dusk, soft, golden, and forgiving. It gives color depth, makes wood glow, and turns white walls into a quiet backdrop for life. Layer your lighting. Every great interior depends on 3 levels: ambient, task, and accent. Ambient light sets the mood, washing the space with an even glow. Task light focuses on purpose, under cabinets, above the sink, near your cooking zone. Accent light adds soul. A small lamp on a counter, a candle beside a plant, a string of warm LEDs tucked along a shelf. When you rely on one harsh ceiling fixture, shadows gather in corners. The space feels flat, heavy, but when light comes from multiple directions, it mimics daylight's rhythm. The room feels balanced, alive, and full of quiet movement. Use reflection wisely. A brushed brass faucet, a glass backsplash, or satin cabinet fronts bounce subtle highlights through the room. They add sparkle without glare. Mirrors or glazed ceramics multiply the sense of depth. Don't forget darkness. It's what makes the light meaningful. Let corners fade softly in the evening. Let a single lamp guide the mood. The contrast makes your kitchen feel intimate, not just bright, but soulful. Designers often say that light should feel like music, varied, gentle, and layered. In a small kitchen, that music can transform the entire experience of space. When light feels alive, your kitchen does too. A beautiful kitchen is not one that simply looks perfect. It's one that feels lived in. The most memorable spaces carry traces of personality, small signs of who you are and how you spend your days. Start with the simplest objects: a framed print, a small bowl, a book of recipes left open. These pieces don't clutter the space, they humanize it. They make the kitchen feel personal rather than staged. Follow the 2-to-1 rule. For every 2 functional items, include 1 purely emotional object. A handmade mug beside your daily plates. A small artwork leaning on a shelf. A candle next to the spice jars. These gestures break the rhythm of utility, reminding you that your kitchen is not just a machine for cooking, but a place for living. Cure it without perfection. Mix old and new, glossy and matte, sentimental and practical. A vintage bowl with a modern faucet. A wooden spoon beside a glass vase. These pairings tell quiet stories of balance and time. Keep color harmony in mind. Let your personal objects echo your palette. If your kitchen leans toward warm neutrals, choose accents in similar undertones: terracotta, soft gold, pale clay. When each piece shares the same visual temperature, the composition feels effortless. Music can also become part of this story. A small speaker hidden in a woven box, softly playing jazz or instrumental tones while you cook. Sound completes the scene without taking space. The goal is not to decorate, but to express. To let each item serve a small purpose, not just practical, but emotional. In the right light, with the right spacing, these personal details breathe life into your kitchen. They whisper of who you are without ever needing to speak. Comfort isn't built from furniture alone. It's woven from the invisible, the scents, sounds, and small rituals that shape your day. In a tiny apartment, these sensory layers create atmosphere faster than any piece of decor. Start with scent. It's the most powerful trigger of memory. A diffuser near the counter, a candle burning softly in the evening, a bowl of dried citrus or lavender on the shelf. Choose natural, quiet notes, herbs, wood, or gentle florals. They bring freshness without heaviness. Sound defines rhythm. Play low ambient music while you prepare breakfast, or let a small fountain on your balcony fill the air with motion. Even the faint hum of an espresso machine or the quiet sizzle of olive oil in a pan contributes to a sense of comfort. Then, rituals. These are the moments that turn function into experience. A morning tea beside the window, the act of wiping counters as the sun sets, lighting a small lamp before dinner. Each gesture tells your body, this is home. Rituals also create boundaries in small spaces. They signal transitions between work, rest, and leisure. Even in a studio apartment, these habits anchor your sense of calm. Sensory design doesn't demand money or space. It asks for awareness. Notice how light shifts across your counter at 8 a.m. Notice the quiet scent that lingers after cleaning. These small, repeating moments define the emotional temperature of your home. When your kitchen smells of warmth, sounds of calm, and feels touched by routine, it becomes more than a place to cook. It becomes a sanctuary of rhythm and presence. Comfort is not only what you touch, it's how you move. In small apartments, flow defines luxury. The way furniture curves, how pathways open, how air circulates between surfaces. These details decide whether your kitchen feels crowded or free. Favor curved corners, round coffee tables, arched mirrors, soft-edge countertops. Curves guide the eye gently, making a compact space feel fluid. Sharp angles stop movement. Curved forms invite it. Plan circulation intentionally. Leave 24 to 30 inches of walking space between main zones. This simple proportion allows freedom of movement, preventing the subconscious tension that clutter creates. Balance height and sight lines. Keep low furniture near windows to preserve openness, and place taller storage along walls where it frames the room rather than divides it. Use repetition to create flow. A curved cabinet handle mirrored by a rounded pendant light, a circular rug echoing a table's edge. These repeated shapes create visual rhythm. Even the smallest kitchen can feel expansive when movement is easy. You should be able to walk, turn, and reach without friction. Every inch counts, but every inch can feel generous when designed with care. Soft geometry doesn't only please the eye, it relaxes the mind. The absence of sharp lines, the presence of gentle arcs, creates a subconscious sense of safety. It's design as psychology. When form flows with intention, comfort follows naturally. In a small home, that ease of movement is the greatest luxury you can create. A well-designed kitchen doesn't shout. It whispers warmth through texture, color, and light. Every choice you make, the palette, the materials, the rituals, speaks quietly of who you are and how you live. When your kitchen feels calm, the rest of your apartment aligns with it. The room becomes not just functional, but emotional, a daily reminder that comfort comes from care, not size. In the end, design is less about perfection and more about presence. The way morning light hits your counter, the sound of water boiling, the scent of wood, the touch of linen, the rhythm of a small routine. If these ideas inspired you, remember to like this video and subscribe for more genius tiny apartment ideas. Each week, we explore new ways to make small spaces feel larger, warmer, and uniquely yours. Your home doesn't need more space. It needs more soul. And that begins right here, in the quiet heart of your kitchen.